Hello, welcome to Board Games with Niramas. I'm Joseph and I'm here today to talk about one of my favorite game actually, and one of my not so favorite houses, Saurians, the new house that came in Worlds Collide a few months ago. And as you might know, I did these top 10 list or top 10 cards from all the 7 houses from the first set, and they were also in the second set, but I did that like a year ago. I don't know if I would choose exactly the same cards today, because I have grown a lot as a KeyForge player since back then. But if you haven't seen them, you can check them out on the channel and the playlist as well. I can put the playlist up there in the corner, the eye, so you can check that out if you want to see my top 10 cards in Sanctum, top 10 cards in Logos and all that. There's already 7 videos, and I also there's a top 7 houses video as well, where I talk about the different houses and my favorites for that. And that hasn't changed that much, I think. I don't think so, because Saurians is not a favorite for me. I think they, in some ways, they don't break the game, but they change the meta of the game in a way that I didn't really like. The games, the individual, game matches became longer, and this whole putting amber on cards meant that board wipes became more important, like card removal. So in some ways I'm not a big fan, but at the same time there are some fun cards in here, and I kind of like to play Saurians a bit, but I don't like to meet them because they're so annoying. But anyway, let's start talking about my top favorite 10 cards from Saurian, and I'm also going to do a little bit of a caveat here and say that there's no math behind this. I haven't done any math. I'm not interested in that type of Excel, deep diving, because this is my favorite cards, with cards that I like to play. It might not be the best cards in terms of winning. But here we go with number 10. Okay, so my number 10 card to pick here was the Tribute. An action card gives you a free bonus amber when you play it, and the most powerful friendly creature captures 2 amber. You may exalt that creature to repeat the preceding effect. I like amber control, and this I think is one of the better ones in Saurian. I think this combined with, well, there's some other cards I'm going to talk about later here, but there's other cards that sort of you can boost a lot of amber on one creature. It's not that big of a deal. With most other houses, you don't really want to do that too much, because when the creature dies, the amber goes back to your opponent. But there's some ways to mitigate that in Saurian. So I think Tribute is a really cool one, and it's the most powerful friendly creatures. They have some really powerful creatures as well. So there's some really nice combos you can set up with this one. I think I had a lot of uses for this one, and it's one of those cards that when I see that my opponent is playing Saurian, I look for that card. Is it in there? Because that can really swing it a lot when it comes to amber control. Okay, so number 9 is another sort of common card that you often see in Saurian, but it's really strong, I think. Axiom of Risk, which is another action card. When you play it, you ward a creature, and then you destroy each creature with no amber on it, and you gain 2 chains. So this is a board wipe, but it's sort of designed for Saurians, because you often have amber on your creatures, so then they won't be destroyed. It's going to be like more or less a one-sided board wipe. Unless your opponent plays, Saurian as well, or has a lot of capture and so on. I mean, there's situations when this is not that strong, but a lot of times it is. And I really like the fact, the first part there, ward a creature. So let's say that I have a really important creature from another house or Saurian that does not have amber on it. I can still ward it, so I can save it before the board wipe happens. So I think Axiom of Risk is, you still get 2 chains, so I don't think it's not the best board wipe out there. I think my favorite board wipe sort of card comes in my next video, which will be about Star Alliance, so spoiler, but check that out as well. So yeah, I really like Axiom of Risk. That's why it's my number 9. Okay, next up we have something a bit unusual, because this is a rare card that I think I only have it in one deck, and that deck is not that great. So it's a really rare card, but I really love it because it can be so strong. Favor of Rex gives you a bonus amber when you play it, and you trigger the play effect of a creature as if you had just played it. I used this today when I played Sealed. I got this one, and I also had Infernus from this, one of the Worlds Collide cards in my on my board. So I could play this and then do that play effect again with Infernus is perching cards really strong. But I also used this together with like Flaxia to get 2 Amber, even if Flaxia was out there in my battle line. So I think this is so versatile and so good. There's a lot of good play effects, especially in Worlds Collide. Actually, there's a bunch of good play effects. So being able to trigger that again and get an Amber, I think Favor of Rex is awesome. But I just wish I got it in more decks because it is rare. But yeah, really like it. Okay, number 7 is a upgrade. So 3 Amber when you play it, and this creature gains +2 armor and gains destroyed. Move each Amber on this creature to the common supply. So when the creature is destroyed, your opponent doesn't get that Amber. Instead, it's just removed from play. And this is, good together with that tribute that I talked about earlier, and it's good. It really fits the Saurians because a lot of Saurians will have a lot of Amber on them, and then this upgrade is so good. Now there is a creature as well, can't remember its name now, that does the same thing for all the creatures out there. But so in one way he's better. I had to debate with myself, should I include him or should I include this upgrade? But I think I ended up liking the upgrade more because you get a free Amber when you play it, and you can place it on anyone you want. So you can really it's not that often that you have like a lot of Amber on everyone. It happens, like with Pandemonium or stuff like that, you capture on everyone. But a lot of times I think I like this upgrade more, especially if you put it on a really strong creature, then it's not that easy to get rid of. I mean, the guy, whatever he's called, that does the same thing, he can get killed. He's just a 5 power, right? So anyway, Imperial Scotum is a really cool upgrade. Okay, so here comes the first creature on my top 10 list. It's the biggest one out there, 16 power Gargantodon, huge dinosaur. And first of all, Gargantodon enters play stunned, which is reasonable since he's so strong. And he only deals 4 damage when fighting, but he's really good because of the second part of this, which is each Amber that would be stolen is captured by a creature controlled by the active player instead. So like against shadows and so on, they can't steal. They can capture instead, which is just awesome because then you can get it back by killing those creatures that captured. And yeah, I really like that effect on him. And I also like that he is so strong and big. And oftentimes I don't really fight that much with him, but I use him together with the Tribute and the Imperial Scotum, which means I can capture a bunch of Amber on him. And there's also another upgrade that I don't have on this top 10 because I think it's a bit situational. I kind of wanted to have it in there, but then it's called Califigian Idol, which makes it so that if you put it on a creature, then all the Amber on that creature can be used when you forge a key. So if you have that together with Gargantodon and Tribute and Imperial Scotum, you have a really good combo. But yeah, it's not on the list. It's like my number 11 or 12 or whatever. It was really close to make it in there. But so Gargantodon anyway, really cool creature. I really like. I like big, strong creatures in this game. Still though, he's just one creature. He can get killed in a lot of ways, so you gotta be careful with that. And at number 5, we have basically a Dew Fairy, sort of, from Untamed, but it's Questor Yorta. He's a 3 power elusive, which is important here. So he's a bit harder to kill, and when you reap with him, you don't have to, but you may exalt him in order to get another Amber. So you get 2 Amber from reaping with him, which is what the Dew Fairy does from Untamed, an old card. I don't think the Dew Fairy is around anymore in the Worlds Collide set. I don't think so. Anyway, Questor Yorta can give you a lot of Amber, basically. You have to exalt him, though, to get that Amber, which could be an issue. But then again, you have like Imperial Scotum that you can put on him, and then it doesn't matter. So there are ways to protect that Amber as well. So yeah, I really like this one. This is just an Amber generating creature, which is so important in this game. And here's one at 4 power, Legatus Raptor with 1 armor. This guy has fight. You may exalt him, and then if you do, you ready and use another friendly creature. Now I have a deck that has like 3 of these in it, and if I can get them out there and I can get them to start working, they can be so good. I mean, they can trigger each other. You have to exalt him again. You have to put on that Amber, and it's also good because it lets you do something which I really like in this game is to like cross house uses. So I can fight with him. I mean, he's not that strong, but I can fight some elusive guy, for example, and trigger the fight effect and exalt him, and then I can use like a disc creature or whatever that I have out there as well. So I really find that Legatus Raptor, he's been really rising up on my top favorite cards lately, because I've seen so many good uses for him. I mean, in a way, as a creature, he's not that strong, but just that fight effect, and he can survive a bit as well. I mean, you can fight something small and keep him alive. 1 armor is good on him as well. So Legatus Raptor is my number 4. And my number 3 is one of my favorite cards. It's kind of boring in a way. It's 3 amber, it's an action card. Play ward 2 friendly creatures. And ward is a new thing, a new mechanism in the game that was introduced in Worlds Collide, where if you have a ward on a creature, the first time it takes damage, it doesn't take that damage. Instead, it removes the ward. Or if your opponent plays something that, return the card to your hand, you don't return it to your hand, you lose. Instead, the ward is lost. So it's a way to protect your creatures, which I really like, and you can pinpoint those 2 that you want to protect the most. I think this is so good. I think this really helps you out in a lot of ways. And it's also combos well with the whole dinosaur thing, because you can protect, like the Gargantodon, from being removed by a simple fear card or something like that. So Imperium is really good, I think. Very simple card, but it's one of those cards I really want to see when I open a Saurian, a deck with Saurian in it. And then my number 2 is another creature here, which 6 power, 4 armor, which is crazy. Cincinnatus Rex. If there are no enemy creatures, you have to destroy him. So, we gotta be careful with that. But when his fight effect is you may exalt him, and if you do, ready each other friendly card, which is insane. I mean, he's not really my favorite. He's more like a card that I hate, because this is one of those cards that I think breaks the game in some ways. This guy, together with some, there's some artifacts that let you ready and use a friendly creature. Then you can use those. You can use creatures. You can use the artifact to ready use creatures. Then you use this guy to fight. You get the fight effect. Then you get the artifact will be ready as well. So there's like loops, well, not infinite loops, because we have the rule of 6 and all that, but it's crazy card. I think this is broken in some ways. I think it's too strong. Now, they try to balance that, of course, with the whole, if there are no enemy creatures, you have to destroy him. I guess that's sort of a balancing thing there, and so on. And I don't have a deck myself where I have a deck with him in it, but I don't really have a good combo with him. But I met people that use this guy in insane ways. So of course you have to exalt him as well. That's also a downside, but you can balance that out with like Imperial Skodom and so on. So yeah, wow, such a good creature. So that's why it's my number 2. And my number 1 card in Saurians in KeyForge that I like is Odoak the Patrician. Firepower. Play, capture 1 amber. While he has amber on him, your amber cannot be stolen. And this was the first guy that popped to my mind when I started thinking about this list a few days ago, when I started going through it. And he's not that strong and all that, but he's so annoying to meet, especially if you play those Call of the Archons decks where you rely on a lot of stealing and so on. This is a common card as well. You can have 2 of him in a deck. I have that. You can have 3, I guess, and so on. And he's always good. That's what I'm trying to find when I do this kind of list. Well, I'm not entirely, because some of the other cards on my top 10 here are sort of combo cards. But this one it's simple in a way. But I mean, the capturing is good, stopping a key maybe. And then, the main fact here, your amber cannot be stolen. It's just so insane. I have so much issues meeting this guy myself, and I like playing him. So, and this is one that I absolutely will ward, and so on. I want to keep him alive out there. I'm not going to fight with him, because I don't want him killed, right? So yeah, such a good creature. Just a passive effect being out there can really mess up your opponent totally. If they rely on a stealing strategy, which a lot of decks do, still even if the meta has changed since Call of the Archons, where it was basically all about stealing and all that, but even today there's a lot of Shadows decks being played. So yeah, this guy can really mess it up, and that's why I like him or hate him, depending on which side I'm on. so that is my top 10 cards for Saurians. Now, this was not my favorite list to do. As I said in the beginning, I don't really like the house. I don't really like how they affect the game, but if they are here, I have to deal with it. We can't remove them. So, well, hopefully they will be removed in a future set, like rotated out, but we'll see. Anyway, really cool cards they have, and really strong effects, and the combos they can make are insane sometimes. There's a bunch of other cards that I didn't bring up here on the top 10 lists that are also really good, and some of them are really, really good in a certain situation, and that's why they didn't make the list, because I want to have more general, common stuff going on here. So anyway, hope you liked the list. If you did, press the like button, subscribe to the channel down here as well, and tell me in the comment section, what do you think? What did I miss? What are your favorite cards from Saurians, and so on? And let me know. It's always fun to have a discussion in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great evening or morning, or whenever you're watching. Take care. Bye bye.